Anime really is something that is hard to explain, but easy to love. I've had a long and distinguished career as an anime enjoyer from before middle school all throughout high school, and though it's taken a dip in recent years, I think now with the long-awaited return of the Bleach anime, I am ready to sit down, revisit that long and distinguished history, and understand why I love anime and why I am so excited for Bleach 1000-Year Blood War. Alright, so if I'm being honest with myself, my first real interaction with anime was Pokemon. And for good measure, let's just throw Bakugan in there too. I loved that show, I had the toys, so we'll just toss that in there too. The pocket monster realm. Now, the first Pokemon game I ever got was Pokemon Platinum version. So I started relatively late in the game. I started in the Sinnoh region, which is still by far my favorite region. And I remember when games like Pokemon Ranger came out. Y'all remember Shadows of Almia? I remember that commercial coming out. I kept up with the Pokemon anime so much. I loved Diamond and Pearl, Galactic Frontier, or whatever it was called. In my opinion, Paul was Ash's best adversary, his best rival. I love Paul. So I am a diehard Gen 4 Sinnoh Pokemon fan. I think that's what kind of introduced me to the world of anime. The next step in my anime journey is one that is near and dear to my heart, and it is Avatar: The Last Airbender. Okay, wait. I know. Avatar is technically not an anime. I get it. I know. Just hold on. Hear me out. I understand all the reasons why Avatar is not an anime. I have explained to several people why Avatar should not be considered an anime. However, in terms of style and in terms of tropes, it does share a lot of similarities. And so because I want to talk about it and I just want it to be in this video for now, put the pitchforks down, we're going to consider Avatar an anime. Now, that being said, it's freaking awesome. I would legitimately be hard pressed to find someone that doesn't know who Prince Zuko is and that doesn't love him. Same with Aang, the Avatar state, the system of bending and avatars, and it was just such an iconic show. And I think the fact that it wasn't in classic anime format or style or language made it so much more accessible to us being on Nickelodeon. I mean, there are just some moments you don't forget, like Zuko's redemption and his battle against Azula. Like, Avatar really did just hit different. And yes, while I was tempted to include Legend of Korra in this discussion, I decided to stick with Avatar: The Last Airbender because that is the one that I remember more, and it's the one that I think touches more of my childhood and what drew me into the style. Legend of Korra was a bit more mature and polished. It lost some of that anime-ish quality, but still, the Avatar brand in general, but specifically Avatar: The Last Airbender, I think played a huge role in this love for anime, or at the very least this Eastern cartoon style. Let's call it that. Now, next up, I think is one that we all expected to make an appearance somewhere in this video, and that is the OG Dragon Ball. Now, I started, again, relatively late to the game. I think I was in 5th grade, I was 10 years old, and I remember seeing Dragon Ball Z Kai come on Nicktoons, and it was during the Saiyan arc when Goku is facing off against Vegeta, and something just clicked in my little brain. Like, I think that's maybe when I started manufacturing testosterone, because I remember seeing these fight scenes and just losing my mind. Seeing Goku transform into a Super Saiyan for the very first time was magical. And throughout the years, I can tell you, I couldn't tell you actually the amount of times I've sat and watched YouTube videos of transformations or fight scenes, or Gohan fighting Cell, or, you know, Goku versus Vegeta. I mean, these are just classic moments in my life. Dragon Ball really is the universal anime, in my opinion. Honestly, this next one is another instant classic, and that's Naruto. I feel like with Naruto, there isn't much explaining I can or should do. It's an anime about ninjas who can use their inner energy to like make clones and summon monsters and stuff. I don't know what you want from an anime if it's not that. And honestly, Naruto does an excellent job of setting up such an emotional storyline. It really draws you in to this outcast little boy with a demon inside that ends up becoming the hero and savior of his village. And along the way, you get, you know, the rivalry between him and Sasuke, and eventually down the line you get to the 4th Shinobi War arc, and you get Madara, and you get all these gods of old coming back into the present. You get to see in action all of the stories we've been hearing the entire show. And for me personally, I remember playing Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, 3, Generations. I played all of that growing up, and so it just really adds to the experience, in my opinion, when you don't just watch the show, but you've been immersed in the games and the culture. Naruto really is another one of those classics where if you say to most people, hey, do you remember when Gaara fought Rock Lee? Most of them know exactly what you're talking about. That magical moment when Rock Lee takes off his weights and he goes bananas. Most people know that moment. Like, there's just instant classics. Yeah, so I watched Fairy Tail for like 2 seconds. It's pretty cool. And finally, this brings us to the guest of honor, Bleach. I discovered Bleach when I was in high school, and so I was extremely late to the party. I mean, I'm pretty sure the anime was over. It was long past over by the time I had joined the Bleach bandwagon. And man, I was hooked. Ichigo Kurosaki is, in my opinion, the drippiest anime protagonist ever. His powers, the extensiveness of his heritage. I'm gonna avoid spoilers. I might put a spoiler section after this for the 1,000-Year Blood War for those who are waiting for the anime. But as far as characters like Aizen is my favorite Bleach character and one of my favorite anime characters, period. The fight between Ichigo and Aizen is another one of those golden moments in anime, really in fiction, in my opinion. Seeing Ichigo just climb the ranks from the Soul Society arc to the Arrancar arc to the Fate Karakura Town arc, watching him run the gauntlet and get stronger as he faces each opponent. Ulquiorra, that was an iconic fight. Watching Ichigo literally die at the hands of Ulquiorra and still not give up, only to be saved by his inner demon and finally face the mastermind of the entire show, really, Aizen himself, and to progress to a level that we still don't really understand. That was awesome. Like, it was just classic anime crazy. It's hard to explain what it does to you. And of course, after it's all said and done, we still get the Lost Agent arc and him learning his full bring and getting his powers back and seeing Ichigo really live up to that tenacity to always be a protector, to never give up. It really is inspiring to watch such a cool character always be cool, and even in the moment where he's at his lowest and gives up all hope, immediately his friends pull through for him and he's back on top. I love Ichigo Kurosaki, I love Bleach, I love Aizen, I love the story, I love the concept of Soul Reapers and Hollows and the powers, the Zanpakuto. I love all of it. If you haven't watched Bleach, I suggest you get on the bandwagon now. Now, it's at this point that I'm going to say spoiler warning. For those of you that don't want to be spoiled for the 1,000-Year Blood War, this is your warning. Manga readers only past this point. Okay, good. The 1,000-Year Blood War is some of my favorite anime manga content, period. It's awesome. In the 1,000-Year Blood War, we get to see a new villain show up and basically wipe the floor with everybody. Every expectation we've been set to believe up until this point is shattered the second the Quincy King walks on the scene. And we get some amazing all-out life or death battles from characters that have always been so mysterious, like Yamamoto. Seeing his Bankai and seeing him be pushed to his limit was amazing. Shunsui, seeing him become the new Captain Commander and eventually use his Bankai was incredible. Seeing Urahara get pushed to his limit and use his Bankai. Seeing Kenpachi learn the name of his true Zanpakuto and eventually have a Bankai was wild. His fight against Gremmy, the visionary Sternritter, nuts. And even Rukia seeing the GOAT, the original Soul Reaper Rukia, learn her Bankai and save her brother, finally coming out of his shadow and proving herself as worthy in her own right. I mean, that was just so special. And throughout the course of the manga, even though I know it was rushed, and I know that TYBW had to kind of put a cap on it, and so we have a lot of things that just seem really out of place and rushed, that's why I'm so excited for 1000 Year Blood War, because it has the chance to not only bring all of those special moments to the big screen, but expand on them, to expand on a lot of these fights. It was so cool to see Uryu turn on his friends and join the Quincy, because he is a Quincy and he's proud to be one. I don't know, it was just so cool to see him become a threat again, to see him become a big part of the story and actually have this insanely broken power and use it in a fight. And I'm hoping that gets expanded on too, but characters that have long since been a mystery or an enigma or something like that, to see them be pushed to the forefront and really have these all-out battles, because it's life or death at this point. These life or death stakes, the world is hanging in the balance type of fights. The 1000 Year Blood War really brings the coolest and the best out of everybody. Even Ichigo still has so much to learn about the true nature of his powers, learning that he's a Quincy and he's only been using a fraction of his power this entire time, and seeing him enter that new hollow form and fight, you know, the Soul King basically head to head and have a new Bankai that we didn't even get to see in action, seeing Aizen come back and actually fight alongside Ichigo. I mean, this is just, oh my god! That is why I am so excited for the anime. I am so excited to see Bleach take all of those amazing moments and just blow them up in this incredible art style that we've been shown in the trailers, and man. So if you'd like to see more of this type of thing, like and subscribe, join the channel, follow me as I do this, and let's enjoy this together. Let's do it. I'll see you guys next time.